Hi everyone, it's August 11th, 2015, and this is episode 14 of Nekozuki Knits. I'm Katie, also known as Nekozuki Knits across all social media, and I would like to say hi to everybody, whether you're returning or brand new to the podcast. And we are officially now a podcast. I did actually start uploading episodes to iTunes. Well, at least episode 13 is uploaded. I haven't taken the time to upload past episodes, although you can find everything on YouTube, same as normal. Yeah, and welcome to anybody who's just joined the Ravelry group. I hope you really enjoy your time there, as well as sitting down to hopefully knit with me or spin or crochet, whatever your craft is, with me for a few minutes while I chat to you. Now, today is not going to be a normal episode, simply because I am in complete show prep mode. So most of the news today will actually be pertaining to a shop update, which will be happening on Thursday. Let me just make sure. Yeah, August 13th. I'll make sure that it happens in the afternoon because Dallas comes home that evening. And I'll talk to you all about why his schedule is wonky, because I'm sure a few of you know that normally he comes home on Tuesday. It's very strange for me to be recording on a Tuesday. And on that note, because of all the show prep, I don't actually have a lot of knitting completed, and what I have completed I can't actually show you because it's a design project and so it needs to wait. But the good news is it is done, so I'll be able to announce a few more details about that probably towards mid-August. And then yeah, I have to talk to my collaborator and make sure that everything's good to go. Anyway, what I have been working on, you've seen these for quite a few weeks, are my Harry Potter socks. And I've done afterthought heels on both of them. And I did use waste yarn for this, so basically I put waste yarn in at this just above the stripe. And then once I was finished the sock up at the top, which obviously they aren't anymore, but they were, I picked up the stitches around and then just did an afterthought heel. And why they aren't completely finished yet is because I was very worried about how much yarn I had, because I wasn't doing these two at a time, and it's a gorgeous colorway and I want to make sure I use as much as possible. So basically what I did is I did the sock to where I thought I would have yarn enough for the heels, because that was my biggest worry. I was worried about running out of yarn on the heels, because I haven't done afterthought heels before, and I don't have any other like red or yellow or gray like this to really go with it. Although I guess I could have used the gray from Dallas's Skype socks. But anyway, this is how much yarn I've got left now. So I probably got a couple more repeats for the ribbing. I do like my socks a little bit taller. I do prefer when I'm able to fold them over like this and they match. They get nearly to my toe. So basically I like my cuffs as high as the length of my foot. Now I don't actually know how long that is because I've never measured it, but it's comfortable on me. So I think what I'm going to do is, even if it goes beyond that though, I'm going to use up all of this because I love this yarn. Such a gorgeous color, and like Harry Potter socks, I have to like use as much of that yarn as I can. The other thing that I'm working on is another set of socks, but this is a little bit different. These are the Yarn Ink socks, and they are rainbow gradient. And actually, so I am in a different location today. My room is too warm and too set up in the ways of sewing and sewing marathon to disturb it. Honestly, it's a little bit claustrophobic right now. So I'm out in the living room, and the light coming in is actually diffused by a blind, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. Anyway, so those are pretty true to color. It's not quite as washed out up here. It's a little bit darker than that. More like what's happening in the shadow over here. Anyway, so these are really cool because what it is it's a double strand, which you can see there. So basically it's going to be a gradient, but they're going to be pretty close to absolutely like exactly matching. And so far they have pretty much, even in their variegation. One sock, two sock. So there's a little bit of striping in for the blue. I'm almost to the blue section, which is always fun. Part of the reason why I have yarn bark is because I wanted to see how far I was until then. always a bad decision. And then the one other thing that's kind of a work in progress, like it's like half finished pretty much, it's the cropped cardigan, which is out of Cascade 220 Heathers in the forest greenish color. These were the last 4 skeins I had after I made Dallas a cardigan and Cadence, my friend's little one, a cardigan just before she was born. And sorry, there's fiber up my nose or something. But this is a design project and I don't like how the collar turned out, so I am going to have to actually rip out the collar and change how I do the rows on it so that it'll get like a nice big collar. I want more of a like a full shawl collar on it. Let's see, finished. I made a swatch for another design last night, and then I finished the actual design that I can't show you right now. And then apparently I forgot it, but I have spun a little bit of this Dragonfly Dye Works. It's her Strawberry Fields. She doesn't give a name, but anyway, it's BFL 100 grams, and I am spinning that on my Brad Shannon spindle, but it's still in my room and I'm not gonna get up to get it. Stash acquisition. So Dallas and I stopped in at Yarn & Co in Canmore the other day, and I got 2 different types of Richard Debris yarn. One is Hugs. I'm gonna see if I can actually see that, to see if it's showing up true to color. Mostly. Yeah, it's pretty close. These are Superfine Merino, 225 yards in 45 grams. Product of Canada. So Richard Debris, I think, is actually a dyer out of Ontario, and they're really pretty. I haven't seen this yarn since Victoria, actually, so it's kind of cool to pick some up. I also picked up some in the Diva colorway. That is not showing up true to color, it's much deeper tones, but what I'm thinking this will be good for is a pair of colorwork mitts, and it is his superwash yarn, 100% superwash merino, fingering rate 225 yards of 65 grams. So I think it's a little bit heavier than the superfine. And why I got the bright pink is my winter jacket's actually pink, so I think this will make really nice mittens. I will knit them probably at a similar gauge as socks, so we'll see how that goes. It'll be the first time I've done that. And then the final thing that I got this week is my club shipment from Sweet Georgia. So if you have not received your August club from Sweet Georgia, we'll see in a couple seconds. I'm just going to show it real fast, and I will wave at you when you can come back. So this is Neverland, and that's very true to color. I'm really excited to try this. It's a merino tencel blend, and I've never spun tencel. And yeah, it's just gorgeous colors. I'm really excited to see, because I've been seeing a lot of fibers with this in it, which apparently gives it like a frosted, the white in it gives it a frosted look, so we'll see how it spins. And now everyone can come back. And then the final thing I've been doing besides sewing is I did actually finish Of Noble Family by Mary Robinette Cowell. And I'm sad to see these characters go, so it was a really good book. And then the other one that I picked up after I finished that one, because I finished it yesterday afternoon, so I sat down last night and started The Miniaturist. And I'm nearly done that, actually. I literally only have that much left. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's something that I've been looking at for a bit, and I finally picked it up on sale just before we moved from Calgary. And yeah, no, it's really good. Sorry if I'm slightly rambling. I don't actually have show notes today because I've misplaced the notebook that I normally write them in, and with so much shop news I figured it was just better to not take the time to do that and record, actually. Seeing as how I'm already over a week late, like I'm 10 days late probably recording. I guess in chatter news, We went for a hike up at Sunshine Meadows, just outside of Banff the other day, and it was really nice. Very enjoyable. Not a lot of elevation change. It was a very moderate hike. And you took a bus up to the meadows, and then you could bring a bus back as well, which was good because my knee, my left knee's really been hurting me recently, and a lot of the downward, like going down, really hurts. It can anyway. I have to be really careful that I don't twist it the wrong way, and that's most of it. Anyway, yeah, but it was gorgeous up there. Short hike. We probably spent 2 to 3 hours going around about 5 to 6K, which is pretty standard for me. My cardio is not the best. Something I'm working on, but it's something that needs to be improved for sure. And I think we will eventually go back up and do it again because we skipped a part that was a big loop, which is another 5 kilometers, and Standish Lookout, which is basically, it looked like about 300 meters straight up. And I just couldn't do that part. But yeah, it was gorgeous time, perfect day for it. And then we went and had beer and sat on the patio and I knitted. Pretty fantastic. What else did we do? I have finally booked Japan, so we will be going next year. I'm super excited for this. This is a trip that I've been planning pretty much, or at least had an idea about, for the past 6 years, basically since I've left Japan. So I guess that's just over 5. This will be Dallas's first trip, and it'll be my first return. I do say that because I'm sure we'll be back again. We're going to go for cherry blossoms, so it's going to be late March to very early April. And we're going to go Tokyo to Hiroshima, back up to Osaka and Kyoto. We will do Himeji, and then we will be going back up to Tokyo because, of course, when we're in Tokyo, we need to go to Disneyland and Disney Sea. And a couple of the most unique parts of Disney Sea are actually closed until after I had originally planned us to be in Tokyo. So we're going to split Tokyo up by a couple days. We got actually a decent rate on flights, direct flights from Calgary to Tokyo. So we already need to be back in Tokyo to fly back out. Because it's cheaper to take in Shinkansen from Osaka or Kyoto to Tokyo than it is to actually take a flight from Osaka. And more, I just had the word, but it's more like unique, there we go, instead of just taking a plane, because we don't have high-speed trains in Canada. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. The only thing I'm really waiting on now is I have to wait till September to book our room in Osaka. We're going to stay in Hirokadashi, which is where I studied, and the hotel doesn't take bookings until 6 months in advance. But we'll be in Tokyo. We're going to stay in a room that actually has a view of the Tokyo Tower because I couldn't resist, and it actually worked out cheaper than most of the hotels I was looking at, which is amazing. And then when we go, and then we're going to stay at a comfort hotel down in Hiroshima. And then the one in Hirokadashi is like Japanese local hotel, budget hotel. And then the one back in Tokyo, we're going to go back and stay at a Marriott that's just off of Tokyo Station, because then that makes it easy access for everything that we'll be doing in the city for that, well, the like 1.5 days that we're there, because one day will be Disney Sea and then the other half day might be like a picnic at Ueno or something like that. Don't want to be too far from the hotel just because of transit times between that and the airport, because it takes about an hour via train to get up there, so we'll probably need to leave at least an hour and a half in advance, simply because you never know what's going to happen on the tracks. Yeah, I guess we could always get off and take a taxi or something like that, but we'll see. Other than that, I will pause here because my camera's telling me it's almost time anyway, and then I'll chat to you about why we're recording on Tuesday. Okay, one moment. Okay, so it turns out Dallas was voluntold to do a whole bunch of overtime, so he's actually been up at work for 10 days already, and he's going to be coming home on Thursday, so that means that he'll have been up at work for 13 days. which is quite a bit compared, like, I understand that there's lots of people who work 2-in-1s or 3-in-1s, like, and all the power to them. We couldn't do it. And this is abnormal considering that he does 2-in-1. So basically he was home for 4 days and then he went back up to work. He'll be home for 4 days now again. Actually Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 4 days. And then he's back up for 10, and then he's home for 4, and then he's up for 7, and then he's out for 7, then up for 10 again. So there's lots of overtime to be had. Granted, it's been fantastic for my sewing time, but not for my mental health or time being spent with him. It's also very good for our bank account, but yeah, it's not worth the time up there. But I'm really glad that he takes care of me. I'm very lucky that way. So, on to the exciting stuff, right? Is the shop update. So, that's it. Literally, that is everything I have to chat about besides sewing. 95% of my time has been spent making project bags. I am very close to my goal of 100 pieces of all 4 bags. I will be within 75 to 100 by the time I actually leave for Vancouver. So if you don't want to hear about the shop update, feel free to leave now and I'll chat with you, not this Sunday, but the following weekend, which will be sorry, I've got my phone right here, so let me just check the times. Yeah, I'll be recording the week of the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd. So yeah, we'll see you all then. If you have any questions, let me know in the Ravelry group. All the show notes will be up there. And yeah, join on in. And now we're going to the shop update. So a lot of these bags are duplicates, so there's actually more in my room that I'm not showing you because there's like 2 or 3 of the same thing, because I found that it's better to be smart about my crafting and be able to produce in quantity, because it means that I have just as many bags but less time is spent taking photos. So like today, it only took me about half an hour to photograph everything, even though I've sewn quite a bit more than what I actually have here. Anyway, word to the wise, produce in quantities if you can. So the first bag, this is a small wedge bag, and the pattern placement will vary, even in the quantities. Red zipper, red pull tabs. I am changing my wedge bags over to small pull tabs on all wedge bags, including the large wedge bags, because I was really looking at it and I doubt that a lot of people use the wrist straps on their large wedge bags. And the nice, or even the small ones, especially the small ones. And the nice thing about the small tab, and this is what I always do with mine, is you can, there. I don't know why that baffled me so much. You can hook a carabiner in it, and you can hook it on your purse, you can hook it on your belt loop. That's usually what I do, particularly when I go out walking. I have had my bag since I started sewing, and as you can see, it's holding up very well. It needs a wash, but that's pretty much it. And it just, yeah, it just holds on. Sorry, I had an accident with the cheese grater last night, so my thumb's a little bit ungainly right now. But yeah, just like that. And then it carries, like, I'll carry my knitting, and it'll hold my wallet, keys, phone, everything like that, so I don't have to carry a purse most of the time. Anyway, 2 of those. I will tell you when I know if I have more than one, but quantities may vary. There's obviously at least 1, but there might be 2 or 3. This one with yellow butterflies and pretty, and then blue pull tabs. This has a purple lining, which is showing up very periwinkle blue there, but it is not. The light changed completely, obviously, since I started recording. All fabrics coordinate, and all small wedge bags or small box bags will hold 2 cakes of yarn. Obviously these aren't cakes, but I can show you. At least 2 cakes. Plus your project, plus your needles. I find that the small wedge bags do comfortably hold 200-gram balls of yarn, and 2 at a time socks. or one 100-gram ball of yarn and 2 at a time socks. So this one would definitely hold that. So this is a small wedge. That's what I use generally for small projects. Then I have DC Women. The other thing to remember about all of these, you can flip them over if you're worried about the zipper catching. And they become a bucket bag, basically, and you can set them beside you. That's why all the fabrics coordinate in some way. Even if it's plain. So DC Women. Wonder Woman is there somewhere. She's on her side. Supergirl. And Batwoman's there somewhere too. Well, there she is, kind of. Okay, I'll try and do all the small wedge bags together. Red with white print. And don't worry, they're all going onto the bin lid so that I can just take them back into my room. Large wedge bag. So these are cats with Tamari. Tamari are Japanese string balls. Very delicate work, and definitely worth definitely worth taking a look at. I'll maybe try and find a picture from Google or something like that. Anyway, small patterned ribbon pulls. Large wedge bags and large box bags will hold 4 to 5 skeins of worsted weight yarn along with a 42-inch woman's sweater. I've done sport and DK weight in my large wedge bags, and it's short sleeve, but it stayed in there the whole time. I have done men's sweaters in them as well, and they've only really needed to be transferred once you're to the sleeves. So, not a bad deal. Another one to match those small wedge bags. This is another large wedge. This is where it becomes jumbled, I'm sorry. But, small box. This again will hold 200-gram skeins of sock yarn for sure. Also very good for small shawl and baby projects. Small box, roses. And just to show you, I'm pretty sure, yep, that's currently holding 2 bottles of Regia Flormania, which is a 100-gram skein and has 420 meters. Yeah, 420 meters. So it holds 2 of these. And that's standard for my box bag, small box bag. I am introducing a new size this week because I made a mistake in cutting, and you will benefit from that in price as well. Cupcakes. And as you can see, it coordinates with the fabric inside. And all pull tabs on cupcake bags are cupcakes, of course. One hedgehog bag. This is a large box bag. Blue zipper, blue handle. Aqua tabs. And then there's also a pink version. I find that the pink really makes the pink hedgehogs pop, whereas the blue that I just showed you really makes these aqua turquoisey ones pop. So there's another shot of the hedgehogs. Pink zipper, yellow lining, aqua tab. Large wedge with roses. Large wedge with butterflies that actually sparkle, and the tabs sparkle. Sorry, I'm just trying to find, there. This guy right here is sparkly. Sparkle. You have to have sparkly bags once in a while. Another small cupcake bag. This one's got a dark blue handle. Anything that is this significant, I will make a separate listing for. I find that significant because it picks up a lot of the different colors in the bag. Large wedge cupcake bag. Again, cupcake handles. Large wedge kimono print, blue background, fuchsia flowers along with some gold tones in it, so it does have a little bit of a shimmer in the flowers there, which you can actually see pretty well on this camera. I have a small wedge version of that as well, and it's got flowers on the pull tabs. I have a Star Trek blue shirt bag with McCoy and Spock. This is the original Star Trek. I have scattered colorful dogs, large wedge, aqua tabs, and the zipper pretty much matches the tab, well, very nearly. And it's a patterned aqua tab. Itty bitty black kitty wedge bag. This is also a large wedge bag. This one is one of the last ones with the wrist strap. And yeah, I love this fabric. I know this is very popular fabric. This is some of the last of it, so if you really want it, definitely make sure to get it. There are lots of sheep bags, finally. I don't know how it took me so long to make sheep bags. But bright multicolored sheeps. Sheep. Super cute. I love it. And this one actually has a polka dot lining, turquoise handle, which is very close to the zipper color. And actually shows up like that. Green tabs to pull. Another butterfly bag. This one will hold the same amount. It is a bit skinnier than most of my box bags up here, but again sparkly, and there's a little bit of detailing on the handle. Another large wedge bag, and this is a pink with the cats and the tamari, and the handle on this is also sparkly, which you can just kind of see there. Small wedge butterflies. Small wedge poinsettia, because we're heading into Christmas and I'm pretty sure some people at least are starting their Christmas projects. Red and white tabs. A small wedge of pink with cats and tamari. Large pink sheep bag. Sorry, these get a little bit compressed, so I want to make sure that I'm showing them to their best advantage and giving you a good idea of their dimensions. But anyway, pull tab is stripes, pink sheepy handle with contrast lining because that matches the inside of the bag. You can, yep. Make sure before I actually say this, eh? Pink zipper to accentuate the pink sheep. Another puppy dog bag. Dark blue handles, yellow interior that coordinates with the dogs and the daisies on the outside. Dark blue handle, yellow pull tab, yellow zipper. Large box. Most of my large wedges are gone. I don't know why I was telling you that. Blue sheep, turquoise handle, white zipper, turquoise, aqua pull tab, turquoise handle. Small box that matches those wedges you saw earlier. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if there's a large version of this or not. But this is for sure there right now. Purple handle. There's a small sheep. Small box with pink sheep. And the handle again coordinates with the interior. And again, pink zipper. This one's actually got the sheep pull tabs. I'm gonna pause here because my camera's gonna stop in a second. Okay, I promise, just a few more bags. I have an East Asian tea bag, which almost sounds terrible, but it's not. Very pretty box bag. I like this one. This is super old stash. This is ocha, which is tea in Japanese. That's how you get sencha and matcha. Cha means tea. Random fact of the day for everybody. But anyway, I've had this in my fabric stash since I pretty much started sewing. There we go. Apparently that was a tongue twister. Another small box. This is a little bit more plain simply because some people I know would probably enjoy that. I do love this pattern. I really want to do color work from it. It's navy with white accents, and the interior is white so you can easily see your projects. White zipper to accentuate the white. And a matching handle because I was able to. Matching handle and actually matching pull tabs as well. Let's see. Those are the new size, so let's do these ones. Okay. Large wedge leaf bag, red zipper, red pull tabs. Small wedge leaf with orange, red tabs. And small leaf red zipper, red tabs. I really like this fabric. And then there's a small box in that size as well, which I'll just floof out for you here before I show it to you. And then the handle coordinates with the interior fabric, which is nice and bright so you can see your projects, and nicely kind of pulls out this like yellowy orange that's here as well. It's it could very easily look camo and like hunting colors, but I think it doesn't. Not quite anyway. It complements it nicely. Okay, so now due to cutting error on my part, there's a benefit for you because I am going to be offering a few bags at a discounted price because they're going to be part of the wee bags, like WEE as in itty bitty instead of small. So these are a different size from my small bags. These ones I would only put 100 gram skein in. Unlike as I showed you earlier, the small box bags will hold 2 100 gram skeins. But this one's got a little bit more room than the other 3 that I'm going to show you. But same idea because it's only like as wide as the 100 gram ball. I wouldn't want to try to fit anything more in here. Maybe 150 grams, but not any more than that. Anyway, the first wee box bag is another blue sheep bag. And the handle's there to accentuate the sheep. And it's got a turquoise interior. White zipper, aqua tabs. This is also a wee bag. Navy tamari, or navy with cats and tamari. And coordinating handle. This one does have a darker interior, simply because I figured it would look nice. And so if you take a look here, this is closer to what most of these will fit. And I'll demonstrate this with all of them because they're all a little bit different. Multicolored sheepies with an orange background. This one is lined with this green polka dot fabric that I used also for the handle. Now, and I did try to make them a little bit deeper, I guess, taller, because that will then fit your project easier as well. Again, this is probably a 150 gram possibility. And then this one is definitely a 100 gram bag. Because it's even difficult to get it fully to settle into it, but it's super cute and I love it. So these are more puppies. These are definitely puppies. Polka dot handle, yellow pull tab, yellow zipper, and it holds 100 gram skein. Ball, hank, cake, and your project. So that's everything. That's everything. That's a lot. There's definitely a second one of these. I do know that. And so basically that's everything I have going up. Shop update will be going up on Thursday, August 13th, 2015. And I would say it's going to be going up at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time, which is 1 p.m. Mountain Time. I do need to go through and edit photos, but that'll give you a couple days to take a look at everything that I am posting. So I'm actually going to say goodbye here. I will see you guys in just over a week, actually, because I'm so late recording. And again, let me know if you have any questions in the Ravelry group. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Etsy, all as Nekozuki Knits. And yeah, if you let me know if you need anything from me, have any questions like that, and I will be more than happy to assist you as best as I can. Thanks so much and have a good couple weeks, guys. Bye.